Around this time of year, everyone is faced with the problem of, what gift do I choose? What do you get for your family, your parents, the white elephant events at work, or even just for yourself to enjoy at home as the weather begins to cool down? We all have this issue of finding the right gift with that special wow factor, but wooden puzzles from Unidragon could be the solution to your problem. Unidragon offers dozens of fun, colorful, and creative puzzles with beautiful landscapes or uniquely designed animals. These puzzles are a great gift for both adults and children alike. Unidragon creates their puzzles with uniquely shaped wooden pieces, offering both a new and refreshing approach to puzzles themselves, while packaging these colorful sets into premium wooden gift boxes. Unidragon even offers new puzzles every single month, so you always have a reason to check back in. Do you want to get into that autumn feel with some really fun and creative animal designs? I would actually personally suggest checking out their Fiery Fox or their Charming Owl puzzles. Both are really neat and definitely give you that autumn/fall feel. So if you are having some issues this year trying to find that perfect gift, or that one gift that might have a bit of a extra punch of surprise to it, consider choosing Unidragon. Pick out your puzzle at unidragon.com, and when you do, we'll get 10% off your purchase with promo code REALM. That's promo code REALM to save 10% off your purchase at unidragon.com today to help solve that issue of what gift to get. Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Realm of Unknown. This week, it's a bit impromptu. I'm recording this on my phone on the way home. I was out late, and this week, the last 2 weeks, I should say, I've started a new job. And despite being hybrid, so 3 days that I'm home, I have not actually found the time to actually sit down and record the episodes that I was intending to record. I was hoping to get a few more of them recorded last Monday, so back in October, just to have them ahead of time, and unfortunately I just was not able to get through them all. They're researched, they're written out, and they're prepared. I just have not had like the hour or 2 hour for each episode to actually sit down and record it all and edit it and make sure it's good, because it's a process, as I'm sure you're aware. But in the light of still getting an episode out, every week, I definitely want to be a bit more consistent with that. I'm recording this one, and this is a short little snippet that is going to be talking about some personal stuff that's going on and some weird things. If you're, a long-time listener, I'm sure, because obviously we don't have that many episodes, but very, very early on, I believe it was like episode 5 or 4 or something, we did a personal story type thing. And it was talking about, encounters I had back when I was going on investigations, weird incidences that happened when I was a lot younger. I had a very high spike of weird stuff happening when I was in middle school and early high school. And so I kind of want to talk about weird stuff that's been happening recently. It hasn't been, as active, it hasn't been as crazy, but there's been a few things. And before we get into those stories, I do have one little update when it comes to stuff. At the time of recording this, I am setting up, or planning, I hope, a quick bonus series over on the Patreon. I know I have so many weird little bonus series going on, but we have the weekly one that comes out after every episode, which is news related. It talks about a strange thing or mysterious topic of that week or recent news. But I have an idea for one that I've been doing this. I've been writing this down. I've been doing this stuff prior. And I'm just I have all these stories. Why don't I talk about weird stuff that's happened with me on public transportation. I know it's weird. It's a weird niche, but it's something that I talk about it all the time with friends. because I'm like one of the few people who like actively rides public transit within my friend group. And I have so many weird scenarios. I'm sure if you follow me on Twitter, you've noticed that I've met my very first targeted individual. So I have a story there, and there's a lot of stuff. So I'm going to compile like a list of things and then do like a recap for like once a month type thing, and then release it on the Patreon at the I'm not sure if I want to do the lowest tier or the mid tier for it, only because it is like a once a month thing. I don't know. We'll get back to you on that. But yeah, so this is that quick little update. But personal stories. What is going on? It's nothing insane. It's nothing as crazy as the, phone recording that kind of went off, the weird shadows I've seen, although I will talk about that in a sec. No, it's more this bizarre sensation of eeriness, even though there really shouldn't be. It's very hard to explain. I'm sure, I think I posted this on, oh no, this was actually a Patreon thing. I think I posted it on Twitter too, but a while back, this is talking about other weird stuff. I was in the fridge. It was like early morning. I think it was like on a Sunday or something. And I was just like looking in the fridge, trying to figure out what I want for breakfast and stuff. And all of a sudden, just like the salsa that was like in a plastic container, I didn't even realize what it was until after it happened. But I'm like reaching into the bottom shelf, and all of a sudden I hear this like massive like smack, like bang type sound. I'm like, oh my god, like it was like right in my face. I'm like, what the heck is this? And for a second I thought, like, did the ice machine break? Like, what the fuck happened? And I'm like looking around like, what the, and I see a lid on the left-hand side top shelf. It's like upside down. On the right-hand side top shelf is a lidless salsa. And on the roof of the fridge, there's now like salsa on it. Like, it just exploded out of nowhere. Like the minute I go into the fridge, even though other people had been up before me, no one had the salsa that day. It's brand new. And I'm like, what the hell? And that sort of snowballed stuff, because shortly after that, my family dog got put down. I don't know if that has to do with anything, but I was home for once, and it definitely sounded like I heard her. I don't know, though. It could just have been like an outdoor dog type thing, but it sounded like it was in the house almost. And, weird, but it's kind of, possible that it could have just been something else. But it was something that I took note of, whatever. And then weird dreams started happening. And when I have weird dreams, I have very vivid dreams. I don't fully remember every one all the time, but they're always super complex. Like, they could be from like little in between REM sleep type things, and it will feel like days gone by, like whole stories played out. And I've been having a lot of those, of just like weird environments, people like I do not recall knowing, at least not well. Like weird scenarios of like mysteries going on that like don't actually have anything happening. It's bizarre, but that gets followed up by this sudden emergence of like really strange sounds in the house. And the house isn't that old. It's like maybe 100, it's probably like 130 years old at this point. I think it was like 100 years old back in like the early 2000s. But it's, how do I explain it? It's definitely creaky. Like, don't get me wrong. You walk around the house, there's not a spot in the house that will not make a sound when you take a step. Doesn't matter how light you are, doesn't matter, who you are, if you're wearing shoes, if you're not. You're going to make a sound when you walk around the house. And, it's just something you've gotten used to. And for the most part, at least I have, gotten used to sort of like remembering people's weight. I feel like, they go up the stairs, they walk around the house. You kind of get familiar with people's step and the sounds they make around the house. There have been times in the last month or so in which I'm very much aware that I am the only one in the house. And there's we have our dog, and it's me, and it sounds like someone's upstairs. I know there's no one upstairs, and I know that no one got in because our dog would go crazy, but I've heard it. Now, other people in the house, while they are downstairs, and other people are upstairs, the rest of the house will be upstairs, people downstairs on the first floor will call up to the people on the top floor being like, "What did you say?" They're like, "What?" It's I thought you called my name. And that happens a lot, back and forth. But recently there have been "Did you hear that?" And people will call up from upstairs, be like, what are you talking about? I'm like, "That banging." I'm like, "What do you mean?" It's "Are one of you guys banging stuff upstairs?" And we're like, none of us even hear a banging sound. What are you talking about? It's it sounds like someone's banging upstairs. And we're like, none of us are. And it's okay, that's weird. I've heard sounds of stuff in the basement door going downstairs. It's just a lot of weird. It's sounds I don't know. I'm pretty sure the house was haunted at some point, if not by just a passing spirit. And my sister has thought that way for a while too, and so have I, and it's something bizarre. But I've also had, I don't know how to fully explain it, out-of-body experiences. It's really hard to explain. It's almost like I know it sounds weird and it sounds bizarre, and I'm not claiming to be spiritual in any way, sense of the word. It could be something really explainable. I don't know. But in the early episode that we talked about this, I explained that I've had weird stuff happen. I've been somewhat sensitive to certain things happening. And it's a lot of I don't want to say future sighty type stuff, but it ends up being that way, very heavy deja vu stuff. That's to the point where I know I never have experienced that, but then it does later, often through dreams. But I've been having weird, it feels like sensing something with yourself, your general senses, but not from you, if that makes any sense at all. It's been happening. I've been trying to get into the city more often, and it happens a lot when that's going on. Passing random people or sitting in the park, and then all of a sudden it feels that way. And it's not I'm getting sick, or my body feels weird, or my head is or anything, or I'm seeing things or hearing things. It's not like that. It's not a physical thing, and it's not really even a mental thing. I don't know what it is. It's weird, and it's been something happening randomly in the past 2 months, and I don't know. The more significant things are definitely the weird noises going on, and the weird, obviously, exploding food shit, the sounds and the footsteps and everything. I don't know what that is. Who knows, honestly? Again, like I said, I think the house was probably haunted at one point. I know it was at one point, but I got someone to help take care of that it's weird. It's not as weird as it thinks, but it was definitely something. But yeah, like I said, this is a really impromptu type thing. I'm just walking home at this point and kind of just wanted to talk about weird stuff that's happening lately that's affecting me, that I don't fully know what's going on. Like I said, the weirdest ones are the sounds of people in the house where they shouldn't be, or sounds only, like loud sounds only being heard by some people in the house, but then like a room over or literally standing above you on the second floor not hearing it, even though the other person is claiming to hear it from that room. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Again, I'm not like a super spiritual or in tuned person, so even if I was, I am not noticing anything, clearly. But who knows? If there's any updates or stuff, I will let you guys know. But again, very impromptu episode. It's not something that is scripted or rehearsed or in any way. I'm literally just running off the top of my head the stuff that I can remember. And yeah, it's something, who knows? Hopefully we don't die. But yeah, I hope you guys had a great Halloween season. We had a very spooky episode last week with the Highgate Cemetery. And I've got a few things coming up. A few things, my goodness. We got topics coming up. We had a poll over on Patreon for another college episode, so that will be coming up at some point this month as well. Check that out if you want to participate in any of the episode polls. And yeah, we got some weird stuff. I have scripts for things that I just pulled out like before the new job started, that I'm like, I need to have stuff prepared and at least planned out ahead of time, because sometimes it's literally like, what am I going to talk about? And that is what delays things. But I have stuff ready. I have stuff researched and scripted. Just got to record. So I shall get that prepared, and I shall see you guys next week. Again, if you want to help support the podcast and you want some extra bonus goodies in the process, you can do so by helping to support the Patreon. And the Patreon is patreon.com/realm of unknown. We have a $1, $3, and a $5 tier list. Each one gives you bonus stuff, but the higher you go up, the more you get. You get monthly polls for episode topics. We have bonus series, like we mentioned before, with one coming out immediately after this episode recording. And lots of other goodies. Behind-the-scenes stuff from investigations, audio recordings, photos captured there, videos that I have that are from those things, and other stuff. So if you're interested in all that sort of stuff and more to come, be sure to check out the Patreon. Again, that's patreon.com/realm of unknown. Otherwise, you can find us pretty much anywhere on social media, across all social media. I'm trying to get TikTok still started up. I am too old to figure it out, and yet I'm too young to figure it out as well. I don't know. But yeah, or check out the website. We have, episode recordings and transcripts from every episode pretty much at this point, if you're more of a reader. So check that out as well. It's just realmofunknown.com with all those goodies. But I'm rambling. I will wrap it up for now. I hope, again, you guys had a great time and you have a wonderful rest of the week. I hope to see you guys next week, but in the meantime, remember to stay spooky. All right, see you guys.